Good afternoon, Relentless Patriots. Relentless Patriot Frank here, driving up to work. Got a question for all of you. I don't know if any of you have been talking to some of these Democrat scumbags trying to convert them over to the side of righteousness, but what gives them the right to call this document racist? What gives them the right to say anything about America is racist when they themselves are racist, right? You've been called white privileged. You've been called, racist for your views about America, especially if you're white, right? What makes this document so racist that you must evolve it, quote unquote, right? Or rewrite it or amend it further? And I know a lot of you guys have been talking to people too, right? So they want to not only rewrite this thing, but abolish it for good, right? And add all their socialistic, Marxist, communist bullcrap into this thing where certain party groups are treated special. The same way they're wanting it right now. Like, what gives them the right to denounce this book and act like it's not for them? Show me one article or one section in here that is deemed racist, aside from the 13th and 14th Amendment, which helped the slaves out of slavery and gave them citizenship. This does not look like anything, or has anything to do with tyranny. This document sets us all free. This document is the only legal document that gives us the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This does not let tyranny reign. This is the only thing that's standing in the way of tyranny, actually. So we have to start rallying behind the Constitution here and get people on the same page about this document. It's not just some old, collected, rusty, this is ridiculous. Exactly. And I'll say this again. The 13th and 14th Amendment were truly, for the majority, opposed by Democrats back then. It doesn't make any sense why this document is deemed racist. And meanwhile, they can go around and virtue signal and call people like you and me, good, hardworking, decent Americans, as racist. We are pinpointed as the terrorists, as right-wing extremists, simply for believing in this document. Because you don't think it's for you? If you're a liberal, and this is what I don't understand. If you're a liberal and you're white, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't you realize the vision that the forefathers had for the future of their country? Don't you realize America's for everybody? Don't you realize that this document is the only thing that's saving us from becoming a, truly tyrannical communist nation? I don't understand this. And exactly right, the Republicans did a lot more than just pass the 13th and the 14th Amendment, Angel. It's more like, well, they actually saved us from tyranny. They saved us from what the Democrats had in store for us even back then. Guys, I officially label the Democrats as a domestic terrorist organization as well. Because every single policy, if you look at it, from the root to the fruit, from food stamps all the way up to abortions and everything like that, they want it. They want people to kill each other off. They want people to fight with each other. They want other people not to talk to each other. They're responsible for this virus and this masks. I can guarantee you this. But this book, if we follow this book, we can denounce all of it right now. We could fight the agenda. We could fight tyranny together. It is very self-evident at this time, guys. And look, I don't know if you guys saw the last article, but Antifa's clearly being funded. They're getting free housing. They're getting free and, probably free health benefits. They're getting bailed out of jail. And remember what Antifa is. It's an optic group, right? To make people scared to vote for Trump when the direct opposite is actually occurring, right? But the problem is this. Where are these kids coming from? Who are they learning stuff from? Who are they being indoctrinated and educated by? And the answer is simply this. It's not because they had a class on this document. It's because all the liberal college professors and their parents, and their parents' parents, their generations spawn these half-breed individuals. It's disgusting. They're using our tax dollars to teach our children how to hate this country. But they're not using our tax dollars to teach them anything about this book, about this document and what it originally stood for, and our Bill of Rights. And that's what I don't understand. Yeah, oh, exactly. Like, President Trump pardoned Susan B. Anthony. I don't see Obama, Clinton, any of those Democrats pardon anybody. At this point, guys, no one should be a Democrat anymore. The Democrats don't stand for anything but tyranny. We already know this. This book does not. This is what's going to save us from tyranny. Everyone talks about the Bible. If you read the Bible, you'll save yourself. No, if you read this as well as the Bible, you'll truly understand what it is to be free and how lucky we all are. Why are all the majority of Antifa and Black Lives Matter and, liberal, whatever you want to call them, not understand about this country? What do they not understand? This country is the greatest country in the world because of this document. Originally formulated by the Magna Carta. I'm having a really, really hard time understanding how America must evolve, quote unquote, into a socialist communist nation. Just like, but the rest of the world is its standard practice if we have socialism and communism. Standard practice. Standard practice? There is nothing standard about socialism. There is nothing standard about communism. There is nothing standard about tyranny upon its citizens. And I tell people the same thing, Angel. Obama is the great organizer for BLM and Antifa. Number one. I don't know if you guys saw him do this other organized, indiscreet meeting that he had with most of the NBA leaders and the top players, including LeBron James, about their little BLM organization and their garbage going on in the basketball court. They're trying to boycott America. And look, even if people stop watching basketball, who is going to stop these organizations? Black Lives Matter was formed in 2014, okay? That's 6 years ago now. But who's actually willing to put in the work to fight these organizations, to fight these agenda-driven, rhetorical communists? Who is actually going to help stand up and actually help fix our schools too? Like, I know a lot of you guys out there, I'm sure you guys have family and children, right? But how many of you know that your kids are being slowly indoctrinated into being disrespectful people, into hating this country? It's up to you to educate your children and to let them know about the agendas at play. A lot of people have said, let's wait till the election, then Trump will fix everything. No, guys, this has been happening for the past several decades. Even you can even take this back to the 60s, and now it's grown in the underground at exponential rates to the point where most teachers are anti-American propagandists, and our tax money is going towards their salaries. We need to start with the kids. We need to help fix these inner cities. We need to start talking to organizers and ralliers. We need to start going into these schools and taking these Democrats out. We got to get these Democrats out of office too, especially the mayors, the governors. All our states are bankrupt because of them. Not because of patriots. Not because of people that work hard. Not because of people that want to see lower taxes and tax reform. And speaking of, if you want to give, Governor Murphy, free access to give all the illegal immigrants free access to health care and, education. And on top of that, you want to give them our jobs. So you put us out of work, and then you're saying that illegal immigrants are allowed to take our positions, such as an accounting position, or they're allowed to own a business. So let me get this straight. You don't think we don't know what's going on? You're taking away our money? You're taking away our businesses and giving it to them? Why? Because we won't wear a mask? Why? Because we won't conform to your liberal, disgusting views? I don't know about all of the rest of you relentless patriots out there, but I am disgusted at what I've been seeing. And yet these these rioters, these murderers, these traitorous people are still allowed to do whatever they want to do. And they're not being challenged or checked. Everyone's expecting Trump to do the job when it's up to us, we the people, to take care of business at this point. We must band together, everyone. I'm telling you guys this. Whether Trump wins or not, it does not matter. We have to win. And how we win is by getting rid of these Democrats. They don't represent us, America, or the ideals that we stand for. Every single time, I'm getting real tired of looking at social media too. Every single day, somebody gets killed. Every single day, liberty in America is challenged. Every single day, we need to make a choice. Sure, rally with me. Sure, protest with me. Sure, do whatever you got to do. Express your dismay even on this channel. Go live and inform people. But at the same time, it is up to us to challenge these teachers. This is where it begins. And it's up to us to go after these Zionist organizations that want to see America fall into this pit of despair. Because let's face it, guys, and I hate to sound anti-Semitic on here, but the majority of these outlets, these social media organizations, the news or mainstream media are all owned by Democratic Jews or Democratic Zionists. They've been doing it for quite some time, causing drama between people. They're the ones who actually created this whole racist narrative. If you look at the majority of globalists, the majority of them are Zionists as well, or they're Satanists, carrying around the freaking star of Satan. There's a lot of evil going on behind the scenes, and one man, such as POTUS, is going to need our help. I see it day in and day out with the way children are acting in local, in my community and other communities. And, as a martial artist, I cannot stand for the way kids are treating their parents or the way they're acting. They're being disrespectful. It is out of control. So we must take action together. As one of the leaders of this group, it's very, very important what this group stands for and what's it about. We are formulating plans against Paterson, New Jersey. I'm going to start there. Anyone who wants to take some action in Rockland County, let me know, because I will take action there. We are starting to have people run for office. We are starting to have people challenge these Democrat officials in town meetings. We must riot inside of these meetings, the same way BLM does, but our cause is more just. I think a lot of you guys are feeling the way I've been feeling for a very long time now. You're not happy with the schools. You're not happy with what your children are being taught. You're not happy with all the agendas that are coming out. You're not happy with all the news outlets, saying whatever they're going to say against we the people, calling us right-wing extremists, when all we want to do is have our country back. And when we do get it back, guys, remember, it's up to us to preserve it. This is not a democracy. This is a constitutional republic. It even says so in the Pledge of Allegiance. So what say all you patriots out there? If you really want to take some action, I want to hear you guys. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and I want to hear what's going on in your communities and how we can all work this out together. Because the Democrats don't want to work it out, do they? They don't want to see America succeed. They don't want to see us become successful. They don't want white people to still be white people at the end of the day. They want to enslave us. They want to show us that we are not good people. And that's not true, is it? We all know it's not true. What absolutely terrifies me, that win or lose in November, there's going to be more protests. There's going to be more bloodshed. There's going to be more people doing stupid things to each other, when all they have to do is talk about what's going on in their societies and how everyone can fix it. It's not up to government to fix your problems, everyone. We should not rely on the president alone to take on the deep state. The way we take on the deep state from the surface is by fighting, getting these people out of these positions of power. Whether you sign petitions, whether you rally in front of an office, it doesn't matter. What matters is you are expressing your dismay and you're letting them know that you're onto them. If we stay silent and just vote, that's one thing. But at the same time, we've been trying to do that for God knows how long now. And look at the results that has happened from it. More and more of these tyrants are allowed to be in office. More and more of these tyrants are allowed to say and do whatever they want to we the people. More and more of these tyrants are trying to get rid of our Constitution. And they're trying to get rid of our way of life. They're trying to label us as racist. And it doesn't matter if you're white now anymore. If you're a patriot, you're racist or you're a race traitor. So this is what I'm saying to everyone. We need to start standing up to this ideology now, or forever or forever hold our tongue and rest in peace. Because America, every single day in and day out, is being attacked for what it is. Anti-American propaganda is on the rise. And I'm not trying to be a naysayer and a doom and gloomer. I simply speak the truth and reality of the situation and what I've seen. Not just in these liberal states, but all over the place. As you guys know, I went to several states already and see the same behavior. The same anti-American rhetoric. The same liberals taking over our school systems. The same assholes, day in and day out, saying whatever they want online and trying to say America needs to evolve to a socialistic state. Who the hell gave you authority? Who the hell told you the Constitution was wrong? Guys, we got to go after the source at this point. Go after the source. Go after the source. Take our country back. If we do not, we're going to lose it. We understand what Trump wants to do, but it's a very, very big initiative. And I don't think everybody understands that one person and his team cannot do it alone. We have massive work to do on the surface. You know, you want to take down the deep state from behind enemy lines, that's one thing. But at the same time, we have a lot of work to do here in our communities. We got to keep these Democrats out of office because we all know what they want to do to us at the end of the day. They want to enslave us and keep us on welfare. We already know what the differences are. We already know what's at stake. So we have to fight. Formulate your local militias. Formulate your 3%ers. Formulate, groups that'll take these people on. And let's do it. The time is now. If you're going to wait till November, it might be too late. And even then some. I'm expressing the true discernment of the radical left. So let's do it together and let's start talking. Stay relentless.